Oh no. And oh beans. And oh pretzels. And what is up, gamers? Hi everyone. There's a leaf blower outside. Yay! I hate it. I really hope it's not too audible on stream, and I do apologize if you can hear it. I certainly can. And it's really distracting to my train of thought. Just let the leaves be, Mr. Landscaper. I don't care. I mean, I also don't own the property that's being leaf blown next door to me, but oh, it is hard to maintain a train of thought with that very interesting noise happening behind me. But never mind. I'm gonna have to carry on. I have no idea when this person is likely to stop, so I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Hope that they're almost finished. It seems to have stopped, but it stopped before and then started again, so whom's to knows? Anyways, hi, how is everyone? How are your weekends? It's lovely to be here. It's lovely to see you. Hi, Turnip, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Started trying something different. I think I've tried it before and then forgot to do it every other stream afterwards. But apologies to anyone who came in like in the first couple of minutes and got hit with some ads if you did. I'm trying a thing where I just run an ad break right at the top of stream while I'm still in starting soon mode. My thinking being that it will mean that people coming in, sort of trickling in as time goes by within the first sort of chunk of the stream aren't going to get any pre-roll ads, and I would love that for them, because pre-rolls are really hecking annoying. And I know that people hate them, and sadly we're not allowed to not have ads on stream at all. Or I would, because honestly, like, knowing that it annoys and inconveniences people is not worth the, like, 17 cents I get of a stream for making you guys see the same ad for, like, you know, the new Yakuza game over and over and over again. Oh, so fun. Anyways, I have once again bit off more than I can chew. I was actually gonna make this piece over the weekend and then stream something else, but wouldn't you know it, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to, so, yeah, I maybe gave myself too much work to do. Probably could have done this differently, but guess what? We're drawing an absolute flipping great boatload of teeny tiny details again. What? How exciting. Anyways, you'll notice that my person is back. Hopefully they are looking okay, and that I sound okay, and that it's okay that they're still there even though I'm not wearing that outfit anymore technically. I'm wearing a different outfit today. But y'all can pretend. You've got imaginations, right? Technically, I'm wearing this. Oh, by the way, this color. This color right here. When I purchased this from the shop that it came from, I purchased the color pink. How pink is this? It is, to my eyes, it's tan. It is actually, I feel like, picking up slightly pinker on my monitor than it is in real life. Because it's tan. Very strange, very confusing. Absolutely no idea, but here we are. Anyways, PNG Tubers, always welcome to this turnip. Aww. Thank you, thank you. I had a lot of fun. I had to do, after last time's, like, test stream, I had to do a couple of little sort of tweaks and adjustments to it to make sure that it looked good and was working properly, and I think it's working properly and looking okay now. So yeah, that's me hard at work doing the things with my little feather quill. I have a feather quill pen. I've just never used it because I'm completely terrified of using a feather quill pen. Also, oh my god, where's my phone? I think I might have left my phone in the kitchen. Tell you what, chat, I'll be back in just a second because I think I left my phone in the kitchen. And I need it in case of emergencies. Oh my god, what a ding-dong! Why? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, no? Okay, well, she's gone wandering. Oh, there she is. Never mind. Never mind. She was just under something. She was just hiding from me. The little scamp. Anyways, I'm back. Hi. In case you're wondering what the heck this is the two halves of this piece of paper are eventually two bookmarks. So this up here, focus, there we go. This up here is a very famous street in Copenhagen in Denmark, and even though I've been there and walked down the street, oh, for crying out loud, sorry, it's the leaf blower just blasted very loudly into my ear. Are we good, asks Turnip. That's a great question, and I genuinely have no idea. I hope you're well. I hope you're all well. I hope you're having wonderful Mondays, and I hope you had great weekends as well. I had a pretty good relaxing weekend. I tried to not do too much. I tried to finish this, which, as you can see, didn't work, because, yeah, I underestimated the number of buildings that there were on this street. I haven't actually captured all of the buildings on this street. In my mind's eye, it's about half this. But no, it's a lot of them. But this is part of my pronunciation, Nyhavn in Copenhagen in Denmark, which is that one really famous, like, canal street that, if you just, like, Google search or search engine of your choice, Copenhagen, you'll find, like, a gazillion photos of this. And it is really pretty and very iconic and worth going and looking at, walking up and down, and not going to any of the cafes there because they're probably too expensive and super busy and rammed with tourists. I mean, they might be very good. I don't know. I don't want to slander the good businesses of that strip, which I'm sure are great. But yes, we had lunch at a sandwich place in the food market that I'd never heard of before, but that looked really good, and it turns out it was really good. My husband got an open sandwich of, like, boiled new potatoes and this lovage cream. It was absolutely delicious. You don't see enough lovage in this country. It's a delightful green. It should be more of it. Anyways, I'm going to take a sip of my tea, which is pineapple mint today. Sorry to go on a tangent about open sandwiches. No, I'm not. I love sandwiches. Anyways. But yeah, let me see if I can... I mean, I'm going to need I'm going to need, like, a reference picture for this street. Anyways, because as you can see, I've only drawn in half of the windows. Yeah, that was a thing. I was like, oh, all of these buildings need windows. And all of these buildings have way more windows than I thought they would. I think if I had started this sketch again, I would have done about half of this. I would have just picked, like, a chunk of this street and just done it bigger, but I think it's a bookmark, so it needs to be a really long drawing anyways. So here we are. Such a so it goes. Anyways, but yeah, had a good weekend. Played Dungeons and Dragons for the first time in a little while. My partner and I missed a session because we were sick, and then a session was canceled because other people were sick. And so it's been quite a while since we played Dungeons and Dragons, and I was very grateful that it was a very combat light, gentle session, which allowed me to, you know, remember how to do it, which I'm not always amazing at to begin with, but especially after a break, it's kind of nice to just be reminded of, oh, this is actually how things work. But yes, in case anyone's curious what I'm talking about, you probably recognize it if you see it. Not this. This is my Instagram page, which it defaults to as my display page, by the way. I just posted these little mushroom ghosts, which I actually painted a really, really long time ago, but I just really still like them, and also I have art prints of them, and so I thought, you know, I would just share them again, because I think they're pretty neat. So I did. But this is of whence I speak, which you may recognize. And that is a very tiny, that's a very tiny picture, but it's this beautiful row of, like, 17th and 18th century, houses and buildings, and they are just so stinking cute. And I just think it's an incredibly picturesque area. I think you don't go to Copenhagen and then not visit that street. It's like the first thing that we did after sort of we landed the night before, grabbed some dinner from a supermarket in the mall, and then the next day, the first thing we did after getting coffee was I'm just like, let's make a beeline to here in the hopes that if we get there reasonably early in the day, it's not going to be super busy with tourists. Well, we got there at 11 a.m., so that was out. And it was very busy with tourists. Never mind. But it was fine. And I got some really great photos of there's also, I just love a place that has, like, decent public loos. And this area had quite good provision of public toilets, on various ends of the street, which is so nice. We love to see it. Is that weird? I don't know. I think I just, having been out and about sometimes in places like London and whatever, and you just really need to pee, and you're like, am I gonna have to go to McDonald's and buy something in order to use the bathroom, Which is just, I hate it. I hate that. That's the worst. Anyways, not to ramble too much about toilets. Oh, that was actually, sorry, I'm off on another tangent. This was something that I was thinking about recently. So, for anyone who isn't aware, I live in the United Kingdom, but I am from Canada originally, as you can probably, maybe, actually, I don't know, tell by my accent. But, I, living in this country for as long as I have, I've picked up a lot of terminologies and, linguistic stuff, as you do, I think, in order to be understood by locals and not sound weird when you're trying to have a conversation with them. But I was back home in Canada for the first time in a little while, this past spring, and I was really surprised. Like, if I had plans with, like, family members or something, they might be like, okay, is everyone ready to go to, get in the car or whatever, and I might be like, okay, hang on just a second, I just need to nip to the toilet real quick. And they'd be like, whoa, too much information. And I'm like, what? Like, we all know if I say, I just need to nip to the bathroom real quick before we go to the mall, that I mean I need to do a pee. But apparently actually saying I just need to pop to the toilet real quick is just too much for Canadians, which I find very, very, very funny. You gotta be euphemistic about it, even though everybody knows more than likely it's tinkle time. Anyways, I found that really bizarre, because I'm very used to just, everyone says toilet here, and it's not weird. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's very, like, oh, we have to be very euphemistic about these things in Canada to avoid offending the delicate sensibilities of people who do not wish to acknowledge the fact that bodily functions exist, ? I don't know. Anyways, I just thought it was funny. But anywho, just touching
attention.
Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Hello.
Shoppers.
Hello. And welcome in, Raiders. Hello. Hi, Sammy Ann. Welcome in. Sammy Ann says, I am late and behind my raid if it even worked. Directly before the raid happened. Hi, Sammy Ann. That's very impressive. You are a time traveler of some description. Allow me to get a little shout out for you in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid, by the way. It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. How was your stream? What did you get up to today? No! Not an API error. I reconnected all of the things. It should be working. I'm so sorry. Let me do the other type of shout out for you. I literally made sure that my chatbot was all connected up and doing the things correctly today, and apparently it's just decided that no, it's API error day, so I will have to re-attempt it later on. Anyways, how was your stream? It's lovely to see you and your wonderful people. Welcome in, everyone. Hello, hello. For anybody who's new here, hello and welcome. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch, and I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays, and I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every very once in a while on a Sunday if I'm feeling extra crispy. Today we are working on this little piece based on the very famous street in Denmark, Nyhavn, which I know I'm mispronouncing because Danish is hard, and I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard. Anyways. I also have a new PNG tuber who premiered last Thursday on the Halloween stream, and I decided to keep them around because I think it's fun. And I hope that's okay. Sammy Ann says, I love your little pirate you animated adorable. It's me! It is your streamer. Hello. Glad you approve. Yes. What were you up to today? I hope you had a wonderful stream. It is very lovely to see you, and welcome in, everybody. In case anyone's wondering what my artwork looks like when it's done, it looks like lots of different things, depending on the vibes I'm attempting to vibe with. Let me show you, if I may, what we painted last week, because it was fun. It's working, yes. This is Mabel and Clarence. They're just having a little coffee and cake and chit-chat of an afternoon, because they are friends. I reckon that Mabel is telling a very humorous anecdote right now. And yeah, they're having a good time. This is that kind of vibe. Anyways, Sammy says, I'm tired after an event yesterday that went well. Oh, I saw that you were doing some fun stuff this weekend. I'm glad to hear that it went well. Hell yeah, good job, you. We were drawing some thumbnails of Yeti! Yes, I'd very much like to see one. You know the drill. If you've got anything you'd like to share, feel free to whisper a link in my direction. I will very gladly accept an art tax, should you feel so inclined, and I would very much love to share with the class. So, yeah, absolutely go for it. In the meantime, I'm just going to quickly look up how many windows this building has, because, oh, biddle boy, have I bit off more than I can chew here. Mistakes were made, y'all. This is... Okay, there's two little ones on the top, and then I'm missing a building. There should be another building in there that is missing. Uh-oh. Where did I miss a building? I think, okay, actually, I think I know what I did. Hold up. What I'm gonna do is just make a little gap between these two a little bit, narrower. And... Is that gonna work? Is that gonna be way too much? I don't know. Yeah, that'll do, kind of. Squishy. This is absolutely a case of me biting off way more than I can chew and just doing a little too much, I think. But, well, sometimes it be like that. And that's okay. Nothing's unfixable in the grand scheme of Danish streets anyway, so I'm not too concerned, but it is a bit of an adventure. Okay, I've got what looks to be a link from Sammy Ann of a little sketchy do. So let me pop this out. So we can have a little look-see. Yay, I'm excited. Okay, where is it? Just navigating it into the window that will allow me to display it on stream. And waiting for it to load. Oh my goodness, I love them. What an absolute friend. Hello, beautiful. Look at him. Hello. Oh my goodness, this friend looks so sweet. I love them already. I'm getting so many vibes. I love their little walking stick. Is that some magic that they're manipulating there? I think this seems like a very cool friend. A very cool friend indeed. I love them. I love them so much. I want them to teach me the magic of the Yeti. Just generally, I'd like to meet a Yeti. I think that would be incredibly cool. Oh, bless 'ems. one of the cozier cryptids, I think. I love this so much. It's really sweet. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. That is absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for sharing, Sammy Ann. I love it as always. If you're not familiar with Sammy Ann's work, go give her a follow, especially if you like whimsy and dragons and little friends and mermaids and all kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good stuff. And they are all so stinking cute. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So cute. Okay, I have to redo some of these buildings. Oh no. I think it's doable, but okay, my husband's just sent me a text, so I'm gonna quickly. Okay, I have texted my husband now. Now, where's my reference photo where I realized I was missing one of the buildings? Let's attempt to fix this. Okay, so, I was not sure what the story was, but I think we've all decided that it would be a rescue friend that would help lost humans and animals in the mountains. Oh my goodness, that is so good. And I think that really suits their vibe. Especially, like, they've got, like, their sort of, like, special walking stick and whatever. They seem like someone who'd be sort of a kindly... They have the energy, I think, of a kindly and intrepid soul. It definitely expressed that vibe for me. I love it. Very, very, very sweet. Okay. Let's see if I can fix this poor street. First of all, this building actually does need to be a little bit taller. So let's pull this up slightly. And like so. And then it's got this weird roof that kind of goes like doot. So it's got like a little gradation there. And then like so. I think. I wasn't planning to do this granular of a level of sketch on stream, but this is purely because I had goofed a bit of it and I'm having to redo. But that's all right. It's all fine. And it is eminently redoable, so I'm not super concerned about that, actually. Hang on. Can I make that a little bit wider? I think it wants to be like that. Okay, yeah. And then just a little bit of that poking out here. There we go. Yay! Okay, we're getting somewhere. Sammy P and G2 versus Little Birdie. Yeah, it me. Hello. So I'm visible on stream now. At least for art streams. I tried to figure out whether or not I'd be able to set it up for game streams, and the answer is I would have to figure out a new way of configuring the way it displays on stream, because at the moment I have to choose between having this or having a visible game. So, also I feel like it doesn't make sense that I'm, like, using a feather quill pen on some paper if I'm playing a video game. So, for game streams, there's no overlay for the moment. For art streams, there is. And that's it. I hope you like them. I'm enjoying being a tiny pirate that exists on screen. I'm having a fun time of it, and I hope that people like it. Anyways, Sam says, I'm here, but I'm going to lurk as I wrap a cozy blanket around me and count inventory. Oh, looking forward to watching the coziness and being in the coziness. Being a blanket burrito sounds so cozy. I love that for you, and I hope that the inventorying goes well. And thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. And once again, if you're not following Sammy Ann, you can go do that. Apparently, my chatbot shout-out command isn't working, but you can just click on their name. It's right there in the chat, and click follow. And you should do that because they're great. Anyways. Anyways. Okay. So we have a building here, like so, and so, cool. And then I have another little guy just kind of hiding in here. Which I feel like is ever so slightly too tiny to like fit properly. Oh no. I'm trying to like shoehorn in this poor little building that just doesn't quite want to fit. 'Cause that is still way too narrow. I think it's just gonna have to be. I think it's just gonna have to be, because if I try and redo this one again, it's gonna look weird. It's just gonna keep looking weird. So it is what it is. It is a smaller building, so I think it'll be okay. But oh, such fun. The tininess of these dang windows is gonna be the end of me. And there are so many windows on all of these buildings. I really underestimated how many gosh dang windows there were on all of these buildings. Oh my goodness gracious. Okie dokie. So I need to draw in a whole bunch of tiny squares and rectangles again. I don't even know how these are going to get painted in. We'll just have to see. They might just be, I just put little dots in or something, because they all technically, they've got little like white painted window frames as well. Anyways, little birdie says, I was cozy in a blanket, but then my cat was like, no, our blanket, and now I'm awkwardly leaning with her between my legs under the blanket. I think I should move before I really mess up your back. Please don't let your back get hurt, little birdie. Your well-being is important. Your cat's comfort is important too, but your well-being is also important, and you need to look after yourself. So, by all means, I'm sure cat will be put out for a split second, and then we'll forget. But yes, apart from that, I hope you're well. It's lovely to see you. Hello, hello. This pencil feels like it's already due for a sharpen. I think possibly because I'm painting in so many of these diddly dang windows. Ugh. Okay. And 1, 2... And there's a door. Yay! Okay. That'll do. Is all of this, like, 100% accurate? No. It is not, but it's also... It is so small. And I swear they're getting progressively... As I go further down the street, the buildings seem to have more windows. This one has 6 windows. Why? Maybe I could have gotten away of just not putting any windows on, but I started, so I'm like, well, I gotta continue to go, I suppose. So here we are. But, I do feel ever so slightly silly about it. 2, 3, 4, and a door. Yay. Alright, some of these I honestly can't see what, like, the lower level of windows are anyways, because in real life, they're all sort of, like, there's all, like, terraces and tables and stuff out there, but I'm kind of trying to simplify this a little bit, otherwise, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, so, yeah, trying to keep things a little more straightforward for myself, which it turns out is, a challenge. Excuse me. Okay. So this one has 3 little windows up top. Whew. And I've got hiccups. Love that for me. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How were your weekends? I hope they were good. And indeed, what are you up to this week? And does it involve drawing a gazillion tiny windows onto your buildings, like me? Why am I doing this to myself? I mean, is anyone going to look at my little stylized painting of Nyhavn in Copenhagen and be like, actually, you missed a row of windows on the 3rd building from the right? So you are canceled as an artist. Or are they going to recognize that I'm taking a tiny amount of artistic license because this is a tiny painting? I hope so. I was actually originally going to put some little guys in this painting somewhere, and I realized that my little guys would have to be, like... Okay, so, for reference, this is how big the door is. So my little guys would have to be, like, slightly shorter than the door. That's a level of detail that I cannot achieve with even my finest paintbrush, which is this bad boy, which I'm hoping will be able to handle the windows on the buildings here, and maybe a little bit of blurry text on Nyhavn 17 specifically. But we shall see about that, because, oh, who knows. Never mind. Anyways, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea, which, again, is pineapple mint. I'll be incredibly sad when I run out of this and or it goes so out of date that it's not delicious anymore. Speaking of, for those of you who drink tea, do you observe the best before dates on tea? Because I don't. The only time that I decide that a tea is no longer drinkable is if it genuinely has, like, a smell or a flavor that is no longer delicious. Like, I think I had a tea once that had some coconut in it, and while the package didn't actually have a best before end date on it anyways, I hadn't had any in, like, maybe a year, and then I remembered I had it, and I was like, ooh, yeah, my chocolate coconut tea, I'm gonna have some of that. And I took it out, and I opened the packet, and I just got that, like, a really strong whiff of that, like, rancid oil smell that you can get from things like coconut oil that tends to be a bit more volatile and go off easily. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna not drink this, and then I didn't. And I had to throw away probably about 3 or 4 quids worth of tea, which hurt me, but, I wasn't gonna drink it if it was icky. Anyways, oh my goodness, many distractions. Thank you so much for the 20 stream steak. Thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoy your yummy, tasty, delicious steaks. Yummy steaks, says many distractions. And thank you for continuing to want to hang out with me for some reason. I really genuinely very appreciate it. It makes my day to see y'all. And thank you. Indigo says, what a coincidence that I was just watching a video about drawing overwhelming details. Was the lesson of the video don't you do it? Because I'm learning that right now as we speak. Little Birdie says, I've never known tea to go bad. It just gets less potent, like dried herbs. Yeah, in my experience, I agree. Like, if a tea says it's best before, like... But that's the thing also. Best before is not the same as, like, use by. There are certain dates which are, I think, put on products in the interest of, like, genuine food safety, though those aren't always, though those are, an estimate anyways. And then there are some that are just there for, like, freshness and will taste their best. And if a tea is out of date, like, I'm pretty sure the box of tea that we're working through, like, just regular, like, builder's tea bags that we're working through in the kitchen, I am quite confident that that's out of date by probably, like, a year or two. It tastes totally normal, and we can't tell the difference. So, yeah, like, for something like that that's not likely to, like, stale or spoil in the same way, it doesn't really matter. If it's something that has, like, volatile oils that are more likely to go rancid, like I said, tea that had coconut in it, yeah, nasty. But also, I've used out-of-date spices before, like those cardamom pods that I don't get through an entire thing of in the space of the, like, 6 months they're supposedly good for, because I don't do that much baking these days. I'm gonna use the out-of-date cardamom seeds. It's fine. Unless they taste funny, it's okay. Whereas on the other hand, I had milk that was, like, within date by about 3 or 4 days that I had to throw away yesterday because it smelled spoiled. And I did not want to drink it because it had a genuinely bad, there's stuff growing in this that is not milk smell. Yeah, I mean, you see with eggs, they have the 2 sets of, at least here in the UK, there are 2 dates on egg packets, for the most part, as far as I'm aware. Certainly the ones that we buy will have a sell before this date, and then a use before this date, and there's a gap of about a week between them. I'm not sure why they're not supposed to sell shorter dated eggs. I don't know, because presumably, like, they're still fresh in that period of time. Why would they not be able to sell them? There's probably some sort of very specific legal reason for that has a whole history that, to be honest, I'm now not... I want to deep dive into it now, and that may be a future video, if it's interesting. Oh no, I'm giving myself new things to do. I still need to finish this video. I wanted to do some filming for this video this week, actually. But I needed to find the tripod. But I found the tripod, which means I can film for my next video this week, and I'm very excited. I hope it goes well, because if this turns out to be an activity that I enjoy, I bought a whole butt ton of more supplies for it. Thankfully, they weren't very expensive, but I bought a whole bunch of supplies for it, so I really hope I enjoy doing it so that I want to make more of them. Because it's something I've never done before. Anyways. Little Birdie says, right, there's best before, sell by, and use by, and they're not all the same thing. Many Distractions says, one day we will see bye. Bye-bye. Little Birdie says, yeah, if you know what gone bad smells / tastes like, that's what you go by. Yeah, exactly. There are certain things that I think should be common sense. I don't know. I think this is something that we should teach young people as well. Like, what to look for in terms of, is your food safe to eat? Like, if it's a fruit and vegetable and it's slimy and it's not supposed to be slimy, don't eat it, you know? But, like, if there's a bit of a wrinkly bit on the end of your sweet potato and the rest of the sweet potato feels firm and fine, you can just cut that bit off the end and eat the rest of it, and it's fine. It's just got a little bit dry. You know, but those are the kinds of things that I didn't know when I sort of became an independent living adult, was certain things to look for that are like, actually, it's okay. But also I came from a household that cuts the mold off of cheese and then keeps eating it, which I've always found to be really, really, really disgusting. Not so much because I don't trust that, like, if it's supposedly if it's a very hard cheese, you can just cut the mold off and, you know, sort of cut, like, a certain distance into the cheese off and then and the rest should be okay. But with that being said, I find that even a lot of hard cheeses develop a new smell once they've been opened for a number of days, and once they've developed that new smell, I find them gross and I don't want to eat them. And it's a smell that, like, not a lot of other people around me notice. So I don't know if it's just me who personally finds that smell unpleasant, and that's why I'm the only person that notices it, or if it's like, and I have a super sensitive nose to certain things because it's like a TISM superpower, which is also possible because I've discussed this with some people with the smell that eggs leave on dishes if you've put raw eggs on a dish, even though it's gone through a wash. It still has that weird smell, and it's an overpoweringly bad smell as well. And some people are just like, I can't smell anything. And I'm like, what? It's like 9 wet dogs rubbed themselves on this Pyrex bowl. How can you not smell it? I can tell, you know, like, if someone in the house has, like, cooked an omelet or something, I can tell if like, the dish hasn't been twice washed. I can pick it up and tell you this has come into contact with raw eggs, and then I will ask, and I'll be right, because I can smell it. But I spent a lot of time being unintentionally gaslit into, no, there is nothing there and that doesn't exist. And I'm like, I'm not hallucinating a smell. I just have a more sensitive nose for whatever compound that is, clearly. Exactly. Little Birdie says, what? I've never smelled that. According to a friend of mine, it happens more often with, like, it happens less often with super fresh eggs. So, for instance, if you have your own hens and they're, like, that morning's eggs, or you get your eggs from a farm directly, it's less likely to happen. Whereas with eggs that have been maybe sitting in the fridge for a while or have been sitting on a supermarket shelf for a while, that's when you get the smell. It's not eggs that are no longer fresh. It's just eggs that, I don't know. Anyways, it exists, is my point. Not everyone can smell it, but I can. I do not want to have this superpower. It is a burden. I'm a complicated superhero, like the Marvel ones. Anyways. My superpower is I can smell things I wish I couldn't. What a terrible superpower that is. You know, unless you're one of those dogs who can smell when when like their owner is sick. I had an ad the other day for someone who it turned had like a terminal illness, and they figured out that they should go to the doctor because their dog kept like sniffing the back of their head, and then they went to the doctor and found out that they had like a growth or something in their eye. I won't go on because ew. But what have I walked into, says Voxel? Oh, just talking about my ability to smell when eggs have been cooked on a certain dish after they've been washed, because it leaves a trace. Anyways, hi Voxel, how's it going? It's lovely to see you, and welcome on in. Hello, hello, hello. We are drawing some Copenhagen, and hopefully I'll eventually paint it today. Well, we're only an hour into stream, and I've drawn the windows onto 3 buildings, so hey, that's pretty good. Many Distractions says, someone was cooking a reduced price pizza a few days ago. No one else seemed bothered by it, but it smelled awful to me. Oh no! Oh no! I wonder if that was like the cheese was starting to age a little bit situation. Also, I'm so sorry that you had to experience that. That sounds really unpleasant. Little Birdie says, I don't have a very good sense of smell overall, but I'm better off than my husband who cannot smell at all. Oh, yeah. I've known a few people in my life who likewise have no sense of smell. It does genuinely affect your ability to taste things, which, shouldn't come as a surprise, but yeah, it is interesting. But yeah, anyways. Oh, BRB, says Little Birdie. Of course, have a lovely BRB. Voxel says, I have broken a 3-week dry streak, I guess. Oh, beans! Well, I hope that your Monday's alright. And hello. And welcome. Apologies in advance for any cat on keyboard messages. Oh, I look forward to interpreting the wisdom of the cat in that case. Heavens to Betsy. Alright, I need to look and see what this building looks like in real life, because I am indeed drawing an actual street that exists in real life. Hopefully it'll look as cute as this, but whomst knows. Oh, this little shorter building is super cute. Like, it's really cute. Okay. So it's got like 4 windows. 4, 2, 3, 4. And then I can't really see what's happening down here. But I'm guessing it's 1, 2, 3, and a door. I mean, it's good. I've drawn... Oh, I see. I've drawn Raiden from MGRR. Nice. Very cool. Love that for you. Very nice. Congratulations. As always, if anyone does any artworks and ever wants to share it with us, we have a channel in the Discord for that. I never use it to share my own artworks because, I don't know... I'm shy despite the fact that it's my stream. That's it. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Wow, what a great name. I love that so much. That is not a Metal Gear that I knew. But cool. I know that Metal Gear exists. And I love that for you. My honestly, despite being nominally a gamer, my scope of the actual number of video games that I play and video game styles that I am okay at is not infinite. It is limited, but I have fun. I've been playing Ooblets again now that streaming is over and I have time to do such things once more. I played a little Ooblets this weekend and had a wonderful time. I'm still trying to get the shiny version of the seasonal Ooblet that's only available for like the next few days. And I have not been able to get the shiny to spawn, and it's feeling a little stressful, if I'm being perfectly honest. Nano Machine Sun says many distraction. Oh! Okay, Voxel has written in all caps, I think this is a reference to the game that I don't understand. They harden in response to physical trauma. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I hope that they're able to access any, like, therapy or counseling or self-care that they need. Following on from said boss fights, I guess. There's a video game for you. Your favorite fighty video game characters go to therapy. I would say that nobody would play that, but I actually played a game a couple years ago called Say No More. And one of the reasons that I decided I wanted to play it was on the basis of someone's review of it was just like 5 stars cheaper than therapy. And you know what? They were right. It was amazing. Anyways. Okay. We're getting there. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 more buildings to do. This doesn't encapsulate all of the buildings on the street because I fluffed up and did not give myself enough space to draw all of the buildings on the street. So they should have been even smaller than this, which I feel like would look bad. So it's probably for the best that they're not. Luigi Goes to Therapy, the game. I'd play that. I feel like he's got a lot to discuss with a therapist, potentially. Luigi does. I mean, if nothing else, he's had to endure at least 3 haunted mansions. And, you know, there is something to be said about always... Now, I think it suits certain personalities more than others, but always being second fiddle to somebody else can kind of take a toll, I think, on your well-being after a while. Just feeling like, when does it get to be about me? What about me, though? You know? Personally, I couldn't do it. But, yeah, the less... the less well-known sibling. I don't know. I always liked to pick Luigi. Except in Super Mario 2, where I always picked Peach, because she is objectively the best character to play in the game, just because of the way that, like, the physics of the way that her skirt makes her float makes jumping really satisfying and honestly kind of better. But I also appreciated getting to play as Peach, because, you know, in the first game all you got to do was rescue her. But in the second game, you actually get to be her. And, you know, when I was a child growing up in, like, the late 80s, that was exciting for me. Though that being said, a lot of my early video game experience was games with, like, fun female characters as the leads in them. One of the first games that I played was Phantasy Star for the Sega Master System. And the main character is a young woman named Alice who is out for revenge. But in, like, a cute sort of fantasy RPG kind of way, in space. It's a fun game. I like that game. Despite the number of times that I died to those damn owl bears, which in that game were just a floating eyeball with bat wings. No, I don't know why either. But the music slapped. Anyways. I'm gonna make a tier list of how much the whole roster of Super Smash Ultimate needs therapy. That's 89 characters. Oh my god, do this. Yes, that would be amazing. That feels like... that feels like the kind of thing that would have been one of those videos that, that guy who used to work for Polygon used to do. Like... The one that would do things like, I read all of the, like, Halo tie-in novels, and, let's cook all of the recipes in Breath of the Wild, like that kind of thing. Just ranking all of the Smash Ultimate characters based on how much they need therapy. I feel like would be a fun exercise, and I think you should do it. That's assuming it's not taking time away from things in your life that you actually need to do, obviously. But, still, fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am not worrying about whether these windows and doors are perfect. because they're just not gonna be. I'm doing it right now, says Voxel. Oh man, that's amazing. Love to see it. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, the next one we've just got two little windows up top. And then 2, 3, 4. Barely enough room for 4 windows here. 4 windows. 4, 3, and a door. Okay. And that's where this photo cuts off, so I need to find a picture of the rest of the street now. Gosh damn it. Okay, here's one. That was easy. Oh, the next building's actually quite complicated and actually needs to be a little bit taller now. So I need to pull this, basically just pull up this rooftop because it's got quite a tall rooftop. The rooftop placement isn't that bad, but it needs to be a good shade taller. Oh, that's a big boy rooftop. But that's because the rooftop has this funky situation where it goes like this. Then there's a little window on either side, and then there's a little dippy bit there. It's weird. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. Just about. Ooh, it's got a cute little archway door. Oh, cute. Okay, so I'm just going to do like 1, 2, 3, and then this nice big archway door. Very cute. How many tiers should there be? Name ideas? I have no idea. I have no idea. This is your baby. Run with it. Do whatever feels right to you. That's very fun, though. I love that for you. Okay. All right. Gonna 1, 2, 3 windows on the top there, and then just 4. 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And this one I think is just gonna be missing. Actually, I think that's the door. Okay. This one is just gonna be missing a floor because I can't fit another floor's worth of windows in it. Okay, just I don't know. Don't tell Denmark or they'll be mad at me. I'm trying my best. I've absolutely bit off more than I can chew here, but never mind. This building's roof is a really interesting shape because it actually goes like that. Wacky. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. Hopefully this will turn out cute. I actually had a mild near disaster this morning. So yesterday I sent off, I spent a while working on an art document for something that I am getting printed, to be released later on this year. And for that I needed to, normally what I do when I'm creating an item to be printed is that I have, like, I make it into a Photoshop document that's got layers to it, especially if there needs to be some kind of overlay on it. Like, for instance, if it's a pin where there needs to be like a white layer underneath the ink so that it is opaque, that kind of thing, I will create like a white layer and then the artwork layer sort of above that in the layer structure of the document. This place actually split, like, the printer that I'm using for this, which is a different printer because they do something specific that I need done that my usual printer doesn't do, or at least not in a way that I'm able to send the right file to them, because I don't have an up-to-date version of Photoshop because I don't have that kind of money. Are you freaking kidding me? It's really expensive. Also, Adobe's in my bad books for like a gazillion reasons and I don't want to use it. Anywho, my software setup, is what I'm trying to say, is very, very archaic. But that does kind of limit me in terms of some of the things that I can do when I'm having to use outside businesses to help me print stuff. So I'm working with a new printer for this one item specifically, that required me to have like an artwork layer and then like a supplementary layer to go alongside it. but instead of sending in a document with multiple layers, they actually asked me to send in the artwork document and then the like supplementary like effect layer document as two separate items. I got the proof this morning, and I could see like the bits that I'd marked out in cyan for the additional effect that I needed printing, but not the artwork. So it was just some cyan colored blobs on a white background, and I was like, oh no, and I wrote back to them and I was like, where's the artwork? And then they were like, oh, so... But for a second, my heart sank. I was like, oh my god. Am I gonna end up with, like, a delivery that's just, like, a stack of prints that are just a white background with some cyan-colored blobs and not the actual artwork? I would have been so sad. So sad. But no, thankfully we caught it in time. Most print places are very keen on making sure that you're happy with the way that everything looks before it goes to print, and I'm really grateful for that. Because otherwise, oh, woof. 2, 3, 4 windows there, and then, oh, these windows teensy. Okay. Let's see what we can do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. I'm really kicking myself that you can't see the building next to this one, because the building next to them is next to this one is the Mermaid Cafe frowny face, which is obviously the coolest, but never mind. This is still cool. This is still pretty cool, I think. This one has 1, 2, and then, oh, some interestingly shaped windows here, I see. And then a long boy, and then a short boy, and then a long boy, and then a short boy. Interesting window distribution. They're not all the same. I wonder how that came about. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next ones are normal. And then there is the bottom layer, and it looks like, is this the door? I think maybe that's the door. That'll do. Okay, yay, I have drawn in all the windows. Holy heck. That only took 9 hours to do. Now I can finally start to paint. Can you believe, to learn? It's been 84 years. Is that it? Anyways, I'm really excited about this, y'all, because I am using these paints for the very first time. And I bought them like quite a while ago now, but I'm really, really excited to get to use them. They are so stinking pretty. And they're not on the shop's website, so I don't know if they've stopped making these or they're gonna, like, stop selling them. Or that's it for these, which makes me really sad, because look at this set of... No! Camera, I was trying to show something interesting to my chat. Why are you doing this to me? Hold on a second, everybody. Sorry about that. Oh, no, not BRB. Not BRB. Technical difficulties. Where are they? Technical difficulties. Hello. Sorry about that, everybody. We'll be back with that in just a second. My camera likes to do this occasionally. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just gonna close out of that real quick. Close out of that real quick. And then we'll just rerun it. And it should be all right. There you go. It's connecting. Fingers crossed. It connects. Come on, little... Yay! We're back. We're back up. Hopefully. Are we? Yay! We are. Okay. Yes, we have this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous set of colors. Which, again, annoyingly, because they're no longer on the website, it is harder for me to tell you what all of these colors mean. But there is, like, it is still available for sale, supposedly, on a very obvious, like, El Faco knockoff website of this shop, which is concerning. This is the 1940s palette from Choosing Keeping, by the way. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no, here's what I get when I try and look up the 1940s palette on Choosing Keeping. So they don't have it up on the shop anymore, which is really annoying because I don't have the translations of the uh color names just like off the top of my head. I believe this is wheat. Yeah, if I go to choosingepping.shop, I can find a supposedly discounted version of this item, which I 100% do not believe you will ever receive. Because this shopping is obviously, like, fake. Which is really, like, super uncool of them, frankly. But I am going to take a screenshot of the color names and descriptions because they do have that, and it is really useful. So, okay. I've done that at least. So I still have it. But, like I said, it is nice to know what the meanings of the colors are. So let's have a look here. We've got number 35, which is this deep green usually translates to mean bronze, but also shares its name with the word shrine. Picture the aged bronze statues of a Japanese temple. So it's kind of like the color of like a patina, I guess. Which I like the color of sort of when certain metals get that like patina on them. I think that looks quite cool. So that's that. And then this green here is it's just deep green. It's just deep green. Many Distraction says, oof, yeah, indeed. Araishu means washed vermilion, so like an orangey, like a reddy orange color. And then Yoko is carmine, so that's just a nice red. Botan is peony. This is peony colored. Beautiful. And this out, I believe, is just wheat color. Scruffy Bear, welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the follow. Then we've got Honai here, which is indigo, and Ruri Iro, which is lapis lazuli blue color. So there you go. A beautiful set of hues. It took some figuring to try and get the colors in the right order on the palette, because they often come not in the right order on the palette, which is really frustrating. And then I very belatedly realized before I swatched them out that they actually all have the numbers on the back. And I could just match the numbers up and not worry about whether or not I can read, kanji, which I, believe it or not, I do not know how to read kanji. I would love to be able to know how to read kanji, but it's very complicated, and the likelihood that I'll spend any time more than like a few weeks every few years in Japan is very minimal, so the incentive to be able to read kanji is also minimal. My time is better spent elsewhere, unfortunately. But these colors, I think these colors are so rich and so beautiful, and given like the colorful nature of a lot of these buildings, I thought that it would work really well here. And I wanted to get the impression of the weather is cold, but it's a clear day. And so I'm hoping that's what I'll be able to express through these. But we shall see. Indigo says, hello, it's me, Honai. Hello. hello. Lovely to see you. And indeed, your name is a very pretty color that I like a lot. And I think that's neat. Okay. I do have to ask myself now, what of these colors do I want to use to make a beautiful blue sky? And I think probably, I don't know, if I take this and just use a really light wash of it, would that work? Because that's green. That's much too green. And this I feel like it's such a soft, like muted color. I feel like this works better for like a clear sky. I just use a very light wash of it, and I think that would work really well for that kind of sky that I'm aiming for here. So we'll try that, I think. I'll get out my brush, and I will First of all, I will drop a little bit of water onto the, just like a corner of the palette so I can pick up a little bit of the paint in a moment. But then I'm just going to take my brushy and just, was there a little bit of grit on the end of my brush? Because there's oh, you know what? Oh, damn it. You know what I think it is? I think it's Warhammer dust. I think that's Warhammer dust. Oh no. Okay, well let me give my brush a really good rinsey-do then, because that might be Warhammer dust. Ah, heck. That's what I get for leaving my brushes to dry next to the desk that also gets used for Warhammer. It's okay, I don't mind. But hopefully that'll be fine then. But anyways. Yes. Does anyone have anything exciting coming up this week? Are you doing anything for Bonfire Day? Are you, I never do anything for, okay, so for anyone who isn't in the UK, Bonfire Night is a thing that happens every November 5th. It celebrates a specific, like, political thing that happened in, I think, am I right in saying it was the 17th century? I want to say it was the 17th century. That for some reason they've turned into like a cozy holiday where we have fireworks and ginger cake, and if you're my husband's family, basically you just take it as an excuse to make jacket potatoes and go watch the fireworks. I don't think my partner and I aren't doing anything. I'm pretty sure we're just having like soup tomorrow night. And either the last of the pumpkin muffins, if we still have pumpkin muffins by then, or we might bust into the parkin that I bought specifically because parkin is a traditional Yorkshire dessert from this time of the year. It celebrates the end of the U.S. election. People on the internet shouting, "Oh, Voxel." I understand why people are feeling some probably fairly big feelings at the moment, because it is a big event for like a lot of people. Even if it doesn't affect me personally, and I'm honestly trying to maintain a fairly, like, not too heavily involved / anything space about it, because it doesn't impact me directly, and there's nothing that I can do about it as someone who doesn't live there, but also someone who has friends who live there, and I genuinely wish them the best. But again, this is, I don't really want to have like a big chat about it on stream, because I think some people come to things like art streams to not have to think about that kind of thing. So we're gonna not. But apart from that this week, and genuinely, I wish you all the best. Many Instructions says, basically, it's Parliament didn't get blown up. Yay! Yeah, exactly. But there is a fireworks display that happens like somewhere in my city, I think. And so I expect to be able to hear a lot of fireworks. There were definitely some people already putting fireworks out like this weekend. And I'm pretty sure like there's at least one big fireworks display in the sort of surrounding area of my city that actually happens the following weekend. So I expect there's just going to be some fireworks on and off for like the next few days into the next weekend, and then hopefully it'll stop again. At my advanced age, I'm not really a fireworks enjoyer. I just I hear big bang noises outside and I get scared that something's gone wrong and something bad is happening out there. So, yeah, not a fan. Not a big old fan, personally. Ooh. That's some pretty sky colors, I reckon. It's kind of, the color is kind of pooling in some places in ways that kind of makes it feel like there's clouds, even though I haven't actually specifically added in clouds. And I kind of like that, actually. I think that's fun. Same says Many Distractions, they're way too loud. Yeah, they really are. It's just like, no. I find it's not so bad if you're, like, actively looking at them. Like, if you've gone to a fireworks display to watch the fireworks. But if you're just sitting inside your house and you hear all these, like, pop, hiss, bang, bang noises, it's just like, Especially because at that point, you don't know when they're about to happen, so you just get jump scared while you're trying to, like, make a cup of tea or knit some socks and watch Murder, She Wrote. You know what I mean? Not my favorite. Very much not my favorite, but oh well. Never mind. I mean, that is to say, obviously I love Murder, She Wrote because it's Angela Lansbury and it was my grandma's favorite. Anywho. Okay. Alright. We have color on my painting. I feel so happy about that. That's great. Very, very pleased. I am still going to, I think, just very, very gingerly just sort of mark out some little cloud shapes as I please. Because why? I don't know, because fun. I enjoy a little cloud situation. There we go. Nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated, just the odd cloudy situation here and there. There we go. Yay, we have sky! Hurrah! We did it. I'm wondering if I can just pick up a little bit of, there's a little excess water here. I'm wondering if I can just recover that. Okay. Alright, cool. Going to give my brush a little clean down. And then I think I'm going to take a little BRB break. I have created... Okay, so I've been having some thoughts about, like, how ads and stuff run on stream. Just having thought about it a while and being reminded of it earlier today. So I'm going to go BRB. For anyone who's not subbed, you will, and if you've been here before, you will know that whilst I'm on BRB, I run an ad usually. That's to help just shut off pre-rolls for people coming in the next little while. I've started doing that right at the beginning of the starting soon screen as well. I don't know if people hate this, but also I try to keep these to times of the stream when you're not going to miss anything. So please don't leave because you're not going to miss anything. But if you've been here before, you already know that anyways. But for new people, you're not going to miss anything because it's going to be just a BRB screen and some gentle music. And it's a nice opportunity for you to also, you know, fix yourself a new beverage and do whatever. I'm probably going to go get myself another cup of tea and use the loo. So I'll be back in just a sec. Enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. Let me just make sure that the song is running. The song is not running. Hold on. The song is about to switch on. The song is on now. I'll be back very, very shortly. Have a nice BRB. You're all breathtaking. See you shortly. Hi, hello, I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. And welcome back to me and my tea. I did make myself another cup of tea. This is a black tea with nutmeg. And hopefully it's all delicious. This is the first time, this is the maiden voyage of this teacup. How exciting. And why, yes, it does have a gold handle. How fancy is that? Let me take a little sip. Oh, hope y'all had a good break. This paint still hasn't dried. It started to dry. You know what? I can do the sort of like beneath bits and then we'll come back to the bit up top. That is fine. I need to figure out how I'm coloring that in. Yes. I think what I might do is just to there's this bit here which I'll need to paint in, and then there's the water beneath, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get, am I gonna try and do all of the reflections of all of the buildings? I feel like that's gonna be really challenging, and honestly depending on how turbulent the weather is, it's more reflective on some days than others. And I feel like that's going to break my brain if I try and do it in any, like, really meaningful way. Because you see from some of these damn beautiful stock photos, there's some real reflections happening on there. But I feel like if I try and repaint all of these buildings again in the water, I'm just going to want to curl up and cry. So I'm hoping it's okay if I go for more of the vibe of a day like this, where there's not really that much in the way of reflections. I feel like the reflections in some of these are really, it's been really, like, you know, the photographer really cherry-picked the perfect day of, like, no wind and bright sunlight. And I'm not doing that here, so I think it's okay if I just have the water be kind of literally watercolor. Watercolor. Anyways, what have I missed? How's everyone doing? Hope you had a nice time without me. Hope you enjoyed the BRB music. I feel like there's probably just enough people who really enjoy the BRB music that I'm not allowed to ever change it. Which is fair. Though I have been thinking, like, oh, should I change the starting soon screen, and should I change it so that there's a little sort of, like, rotating list of songs that play or something to keep things interesting? But then, like, I don't want people to be like, no, I miss the original song if I do that. And there's always that very real possibility that I will, so I don't know what to do. Okay. I've just mixed together this with a little dot of this to kind of make it a little bit grayer. Ooh, Voxel's done the tier list of which Smash characters are the most in need of therapy. And that's in the Discord. So if you want to check it out, it's in the Discord. I'll pop a link to the Discord in the chat. And I shall check it out after stream. I'm very excited to see. I love that you did this.
Attention.
Twitch user
Hello?
Siiiiiiiiigh.
Choppers.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome in, Jam. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everybody. Hi. How are y'all doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, Jam. How was the rest of your stream? How did you get on with your beautiful, beautiful artwork? It's lovely to see you, and welcome. I still don't know whether or not the shout-out is working, but I shall try, because it was giving me trouble earlier. Is it? No! James B. Barrow is not an API error, I'll have you know. Let me try that again. There we go. Shout out for James. If you're not following the lovely James B. Barrow, go do that! He's a wonderful, sweet bee of a human being, a cool dude, and a very skilled artist and doer of game things, and very cool. My favorite API error. I mean, in fairness, James B, with all of these beautiful bee motes that he's got going, his stream is somewhat of an apiary. So, apiary, API error, it's not that different. So actually, but anyways, yes, thank you again, Jam, for the raid, and hello, and welcome to the lovely Tals, and, where'd it go, my chat is going, and She-Wolf, Nita, welcome on in, how are you doing, Spudgers, hello, welcome, and Kirsty and Jam, of course, hello, friends, hello, hi, how's it going, everybody, welcome in, raiders, lovely to see y'all, stream was great, says Jam, I actually finished an art, oh my gosh! That on an art stream? Are you? Jam, I'm shooketh. That's not supposed to happen on art streams. Rarely happens for me. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations and well done. Hell yeah on finishing an art. And again, if you're not familiar with the work of Jam, it's super good. You should go check him out. If there is anything you would like to share, I would be more than happy to do so, but obviously no pressure. But you should feel very proud. And welcome in. Hello, friends. It's lovely to see y'all. Welcome in. For anyone who's not familiar with me, hi, my name's Twitch user Sammy Kelch, and I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I'm painting Nyhavn from in Copenhagen at the moment. Hence all the teeny tiny windows on this very long street, it turns out. I do cozy game streams on Fridays and every once in a while on Sundays as well. And yeah, busting out some beautiful new watercolors today, which I'm very excited for. Get a load of these beautiful colors and asking people how their Mondays are going. I know, says Jam. Kirsty says, I think it's the first time it's ever happened anywhere. I think you might be right. And it's very impressive, and you should be very proud. Oh, by the way, for anyone who's missed it, I have a PNG tuber now. They look like this, and them is me. Hello. That's exactly what I look like. Little Birdie says, Kitty did leave a message in the text box, was too shy to hit send. She said, boom. That is beautiful. Please tell her I said thank you for her wisdom. I appreciate it. Anyways, lovely to see y'all. Welcome in. In case I was gonna say, I was gonna show you a representative example of what my artwork normally looks like when it's done, but you can just see it right here. Because I have one of these now. But anyways, hi. It's a lot of fun making this little creature. I'm glad you did good. I love you, says Kurt. Oh, Kirsty, I love you too. Thank you. And thank you, Jam. I tried my best. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you're all having a beautiful day and a wonderful time. I'm having a pretty good day. I had not expected to do this today, but as you can see by the sheer quantity of windows happening here, this was more than I expected this artwork to be in terms of how long it took to do. But, never mind. It's all good. But yeah. I have to lurk, but I don't want to, says Kirsty. Oh, Kirsty, but thank you very much for the lurk. Anyways, that's a lot of windows, says Jam. Jam, this took so long. And they're so janky. But there's so many of them. I'm gonna find you a photo of the street that I'm painting. This is, for anyone who's not familiar with it, this is Nyhavn in Copenhagen. It's like, if you do a Google image search, if you just put Copenhagen in, this is the street that's gonna pop up as like representative street in Copenhagen. Now, this isn't what every street looks like. It is a very specific, very Instagrammable street of 17th and 18th century houses along a little canal that leads towards the Kongens Nytorv, which I'm also horribly mispronouncing. I'm so sorry to Denmark. Which is the King's Square in sort of like the center of town. But it's despite its like being very old, it was also 100% made for the gram. Like look at this. It's so picturesque. It is just like a picture. More Windows than Microsoft. I absolutely bit off more than I can chew with this. But I wanted to make a bookmark. And I thought, what would be a nice bookmark? And I was like, oh, you know what? I want to paint somewhere I've been recently. And I was recently in Denmark. And so I decided, yeah, what the hey. I'm going to paint a recognizable Danish landmark that I visited. And so that's what this is. And yeah, I had meant to get this done on the weekend. But it turns out I managed to get about this much done on the weekend. Oops, more Windows than Microsoft, says Kirsty. It's true. I absolutely have oversubscribed myself doing this. But I hope it'll be cute, and it might become a bookmark. And if it becomes a bookmark, I might be able to put it in books, and also give it to people to put into books, and I think that'd be really fun. I've done a couple of bookmark designs. I did some for my autumn shop update, and I enjoyed doing it so much that I want to do more. It's just this like longness is quite a fun format to try and like work like an art piece into. I've seen a number of people who make bookmarks specifically by just like taking existing artworks and creating sort of like a bookmark shaped crop out of it. Kind of like the way that you can now select like a vertical section of your stream to turn into a vertical format clip, which I don't know. Twitch ain't TikTok, y'all. I don't need to be trying to optimize my stream for both landscape and vertical video. That's gonna break my brain. But never mind. Anyways, but bookmarks are fun to make. And this isn't portrait mode at all. This is extreme landscape. So that's fun. Is that a thing? Extreme landscape format? This feels like extreme landscape format. Jam is lurking. I too must lurk to make food. Good luck with all the windows. You got this, says Jam. Thank you so much, Jam, and thank you once again for the raid. Can I do another shout out for you in the chat? Because I would love to do that. I really do appreciate that you are willing to entrust trust me with your wonderful community, and I shall do my very best to look after them. It won't let me do another shout out, which is very rude. I'm sorry. But if anyone is here and in the chat and is not following the lovely James B. Barrow, go click on his username and hit follow should you feel so inclined to do so, because he's lovely, he does wonderful artwork, and there's always just really good conversation happening on that stream. It's a really lovely time. And also occasionally a little game that happens on screen where you're a little bee and you fly around and you get to watch your little bee fail to collect any pollen, and then you feel slightly sad about it at the end. Okay, maybe only parts of that, but anyways. But yeah, thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely lurk. And now I'm going to take a sip of my lovely nutmeggy tea, which is I find nutmeg to be a really cozy, comforting flavor. As soon as the weather gets like, oh, geez, it's in the single digits in the morning, I want nutmeg. I don't know why, it just says like autumn, winter, nutmeg. It is a good. Right, what color do I want this water to be then? I guess I'll just use... Maybe if I just use the Honai, I think that would work really well. Oh yeah, for anyone who's come in on the raid and is curious as to what these Japanese color names mean, I will give you a little tour. This is basically Seido here means either bronze or shrine. So imagine like it's the color, so basically it means like, oh, pretzels, well, I have to tell you in the old-timey mid-Atlantic accent for the next 5 minutes. Thank you very much, many distractions, and apologies to everyone listening to the stream for the next 5 minutes. I have to do a funny accent. Now then. Well, this little color you can see right here is named after either bronze or shrine. And is meant to denote the color of that lovely patina that old statues get in places like temples and shrines and that kind of thing. Very lovely. One of my favorite things to see. It's beautiful. This is literally just means dark green. This is just a dark green color, which is really, really beautiful as well. This is vermilion, but specifically it's a vermilion that's been through the wash, so it's a little bit brighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit more orangey than the usual orangey red. And this is a carmine red, which is a kind of red. It used to be made out of bugs. I don't think this one is. I think it's just red. Now this is peony, and if anyone knows peonies, you know that they're big puffy flowers and they're really, really beautiful, and sometimes they come in this shade of pink. You love to see it. My mum's got peonies in her back garden. They're very beautiful. I don't have a back garden because I live in a first floor flat. And that does make me feel awfully sad sometimes, truly it does. And then I remember that I hate digging things, and the feeling of dirt in my hands is disgusting and unpleasant, and I feel a bit better about it then. Also, I've got allergies to a lot of things, including things that you garden, like pollen and grass and that kind of thing. So anywho, it doesn't matter. Wheat. I'm pretty sure I don't have an allergy to wheat, though I may have an insensitivity, and that's probably why I've always got terrible rosacea, but you know, I just can't bring myself to stop eating it, so never mind. This is Indigo. Also friend of the channel. Hello, Indigo. You look lovely today. And this is a lapis lazuli blue, which is a wonderful, very brilliant blue. I think it's also is it not also what historically they would have made ultramarine out of? If I'm very much mistaken, I do believe that that's the case. But do correct me if I'm wrong. And it does look quite ultramarine adjacent to me. But what do I know? I never went to art school. Never mind. I'm just goofing around now. Right. I need a watercolor from my watercolors, so I think I'm just going to use this this true indigo. Just pick up, oh, much too much of it, in fact. Can I get rid of some of it? Oh no. Oh no, and then I bumped the microphone, and then got a bit of paint on the, oh, beans. Oh, everything's going a little bit silly. Everything's gone a little sideways. Oh dear, oh dear. Now then, Well, never you mind, it's all fine. Don't even worry about it. Now, first thing I'm going to do is get rid of some of this color, because I've got far too much of it on the brush. Now, next things next, I'm going to do a nice sort of preliminary, I can't speak, preliminary, wash, just to wet it down a smidge, and then I shall, hopefully go in with a little extra if I feel like it. Though, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure it needs it. We'll see. We'll see. How murky do I want these murky depths of the canal to be? That's the question. And the answer is a resounding I don't know. Never mind, anywho. Anyways, if you've been to any foreign cities, what's your favorite tourist trap you've been to? What is a quite touristy area of a place you've been that you think is honestly worth actually bothering to visit? I am curious, because this is nominally one of them. This is a very well documented and well photographed area. As I've said previously, if you look up the lovely city of Copenhagen in Denmark, and most of the initial image results that you get are indeed of this street, so it's a very popular place to take pictures of and a very popular place to visit, and it was indeed quite busy when we were there, and but I had a lovely time looking at it, and then moving on. But yes, I've been to that very street, says Tals, and it was worth visiting. I wholeheartedly agree. I thought it was absolutely lovely. I had a wonderful time. Literally all we did was walk up and down it, take some pictures, take some selfies, and then moved on, but we had a wonderful time doing it, and I definitely think it was worth the effort, so, you know, good for us. But, you know, then on the other hand, there are some areas where I've visited and I've been like, eh. There have also been some places that I've been to and just missed out on a lot of the big sort of major things, and people be like, oh, did you go see the blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, I don't know if I was missing out in that case, because I didn't do it. For instance, I on quite a few occasions, multiple occasions, visited New York City. Not once did I see the Statue of Liberty. Didn't even look at it. Didn't even get anywhere near. I was busy doing other things and looking at other stuff. I don't know. I never made it that far down. That's a very big city, you know? Anyways, it's a very big city. And yeah, I've many times, went to New York City. Haven't been in many years. But yeah, never saw the Statue of Liberty. Saw the Empire State Building, like, nominally from a distance whilst crossing other streets. Just, like, somewhere over there. There it is, I guess, but I didn't, like, specifically go looking for it, and that was fine. What else? I think I've done most of the, like, is there anywhere in Los Angeles that's, like, a really famous place that you have to visit? I don't actually know, because I've been to LA quite a few times as well, and, I guess the big Hollywood street I have been to, and it was just fine. It's very busy, and there's a lot of people offering, like, guided tours and stuff that sound terrible. We ended up striking up a conversation with a guy who was, like, selling, like, I don't know, maps or something, just because he was like, oh, damn, are you English? Because he was from, like, I don't know, I think, like, Birmingham or something, and we were like, what are you doing here? And he just wanted to chat to me and my partner for a bit because he missed the UK. Okay, anyways, I hope that man is well. He honestly seemed pretty nice. But, like, I think he also knew that we didn't want to buy anything. I think he just was lonely. Anyways, Many Distraction says, I did go to Pompeii once. Wasn't much remaining of it, but I still liked it. That's really cool. I think that would be a really interesting place to visit. I'm glad that you had a nice time. And yeah, I would quite enjoy, I think, visiting a site of that kind of historical import. That sounds really fun. But yeah, I feel like sometimes I do a really bad job of visiting places. I think there's quite a few things that we did not do when we were in Copenhagen. Quite a number of things that we did not do when we were in like Belgium last year either. Though I will say, if you're going to Brussels, I do recommend having a little nose round the Grand Place. It's real freaking pretty. And at least when we were there was a restaurant like right around the corner that does these like meatballs, and they also do a veggie version, and it was really tasty, and it was also not very busy at like 6 p.m. on a Thursday or whenever we were there, which was great because a lot of the other places in the area were absolutely rammed. So love that for us, and it was honestly really delicious. I think it was just enough around the corner that people didn't know about it, which was really cool. And it was, I think, one of the least sort of tourist-oriented places there as well. But that place is really gorgeous because the buildings are super cool and interesting. I would go see, like, the little Piss Boy statue if you happen to be in the area, but also be aware that there's always a massive crowd of people around it. And so it's going to be a real pain in the butt to get a good picture of it that is not full of crowds of people around it. And it's fairly small and quite easy to miss. And also, a lot of the chocolate's really expensive. Anyways, I also planned on going to see Mount Vesuvius, but was sick that day. Aw, Beans! Aw, Beans, I'm sorry about that. I hope you're feeling better. I realize this is probably a really long time ago, but I'm still sorry to hear that many distractions. But yeah, that sounds like it was, apart from the being sick, that sounds like it was a fun trip, but I'm sorry that you were sick and had to miss bits of it. That's such a frustrating thing when you get sick while you're traveling. Certainly something that's happened to me before, and, it's not fun. 0 out of 10 do not recommend being sick while traveling. It can put a bit of a damper on, you know, the whole deal. Okay, I think I need a smaller brush to do the buildings and stuff, because otherwise I am mildly concerned that things are going to go a little bit wrong. I don't know how heavily detailed this is going to get. I don't know. But I'm gonna see how we do. I think I'm gonna do the rooftops first, because most of the rooftops are some variation on brown. Not all of them, but most of them are some variation on brown. So I feel like if I start out doing some brown rooftops and then sort of go forward from there, hopefully that will be okay. I hope, fingers crossed, I don't know. There is just so much dang detail in this piece. I had envisioned this being, like, simple and the work of maybe, like, an hour or two, but no, I'm stupid. I was told, Many Distraction says, I was told it smelled very strongly of sulfur, so maybe dodge a bullet there. Oh, poo, stinky. Oh no, that does sound unpleasant. That does sound rather unpleasant, so... Yeah, maybe it's not such a terrible thing that you missed out on the stinky smelly, 'cause yuck. Oh no. Okay, now how am I gonna make... I have to try and mix an appropriate brown. I'm gonna add a little bit of red to this orange first, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit, hopefully, if I can pick up just a touch of blue to kind of just mute it out into a nice brown. How's that? Ooh. okay, that's almost there, but to be honest, I think I can probably put back a little bit of orange. And maybe just a touch of red also, actually. Because it is quite a warm sort of orangish brown to begin with. So I think that's a good start. My instructions is also, it was for my 18th birthday a very long time ago. Oh, nice. What a cool way to celebrate your 18th birthday. I'm trying to actually think of what I did on my 18th birthday, and to be honest, I genuinely don't remember. So probably not a lot. That's really cool. Tal says St. Peter's Square, Vatican. Went during the day when it was super busy and it was okay. Liked it a lot more when I was there in the evening and it was much emptier. Oh my goodness, I believe it. Yeah, I think that's the thing. That's the thing that gets me about a lot of like touristy sites is obviously like they're special for a reason. A lot of people want to go see them, and it gets really busy, and that's a lot for me personally. That's a lot, and can feel kind of large and intimidating in ways that I don't super always enjoy. This brush, I feel like, is actually kind of too big for the teeny tiny details I'm trying to put in here. So you know what? Actually, this brush is going to have a rest, and we have to swap to the tiniest brush we have to color in these bits because they're so tittle tiny. And I want to make sure that I don't paint rooftop on parts of the painting that don't want to be a rooftop. Oh my goodness. This is... Now, just for full disclosure, I am not going to be meticulously painting around every single window, just the ones up top. The rest of them, I'm just going to be painting over the whole thing and then adding the window dots in afterwards. I think anyways. Rest well, brush. Yes, indeed. Rest well, brush. Thank you for your service. But, yes. No, yeah, for sure. I totally feel that. Having been to some very touristy places, visiting some very touristy places quite regularly in London, or having to pass through them anyways, yeah, it gets to be a lot at the busy times of day, and I do find it oftentimes quite overwhelming, to be honest. Though I think the worst, in terms of overwhelm, for me anyways, is actually is not so much it's busy and there's large crowds of people, let's say Piccadilly Circus, for instance. It's actually trying to get on public transit in the really busy places at busy times of day is the worst for me. Like, my moderator / spouse and I usually like to take at least one trip into London to, enjoy a bit of the cold weather ambience and pick up bits and provisions that we like to get from the big city. And yeah, that didn't happen this year because unfortunately we were feeling a little bit under the weather the day that we had earmarked to do it. And once you get into sort of November, December, you just know that a Friday in London in the afternoon in the major retail districts is gonna be impassably horrible. And we don't want to do that to ourselves because it sucks. I remember one time I think Twitch user Sledge Callier, that's my moderator / spouse, actually had to work. On the day that the only day that we had available to kind of go to London and get bits and do a little dooting around the city. Which meant that it was up to me to go do it by myself. So I went and did it by myself. And it was so busy on I can't remember which station. It was either Oxford Circus or might have been Piccadilly Circus or Leicester Square. I'm not sure. It was but one of those in a very busy, very shopping district, big interchange type stations in the center of town, trying to get onto the Victoria line. And it was so rammed on the platform that it was there was literally just a sea of people standing on the platform waiting for a train to turn up, and then a train would turn up, and like as many people as possible would squish onto that train, and the rest of us were stuck still just sort of standing there and waiting. I have never been more afraid, genuinely, in my life. Because there was no, like, escaping that space. There was no getting back out of that crowd of people and just leaving and just walking wherever you wanted to go at that point. Because there was a crush of people in front of me, a crush of people behind me on all sides, and I was just sort of subject to whatever the blob was doing in terms of movement. And I was so squished between people that I was like, and also, you know, I'm 5 feet tall, so I'm easy to not see in situations like that as well, I think, because I'm just beneath a lot of people's sight lines. So I think some people just genuinely wouldn't have realized that I was there. So I was just having a meltdown in front of hundreds of people. It was great. So much fun. I have never been more relieved to leave an area of public transit. And I say this as someone who has, like, the public transit special interest as, you know, a neurospicy individual. So, whoops. Anyways, that sounds awful, says many distractions. It sucked. But, you know, I learned my lesson. And the lesson was that at this time of year, I just avoid the center of London if at all possible. Especially, like, mid to late afternoon. Especially on a Friday. And that's just, honestly, like, basic safety at this point. Excuse me. But never mind. So it goes, right? I feel for the people who have to do that as a daily commute. I just wouldn't bother. And I think what I also learned is that if I'm, for instance, in the vicinity of Piccadilly Circus and I need to get a Victoria Line train, instead of trying to get on at Piccadilly Circus, I'll just walk to Green Park, which is not that long of a walk. And if I'm having to change trains at Green Park Station for some reason, I will just get off at Green Park and then just walk. Because again, it just saves a little bit of headache at that point. And I say this as someone who really loves public transit, but has limits when it comes to crowds and large groups of people. Really didn't experience that at all when we were in Copenhagen. There were definitely times of day when the trains were busier, but never, like, scary, which was nice. Also, if you've never ridden the metro in Copenhagen, if you sit at so it is the kind of train where you can sit at the very front or the very back of the train because there isn't, like, a driver there, right? This is super fun because they put a little decal on sort of like the little sort of front end countertop bit in front of the window that has a bunch of it looks like the controls for the train. And so if you're like 5 years old or under, or you're me, you can pretend to drive the train. You can be like, oh, I'm gonna press the button and gotta go fast, you know, as you're pulling out of the station and stuff. It's really stinking cute. I love that attention to detail. And I did indeed see at least one child actually using that little driver's console while we were on the train. Besides me, obviously. Because obviously I also did at one point. Which is extremely cool of me. Anyways. Okay. Rooftops. Yay. Gotta go fast. As many distractions. Hell yeah. I do enjoy the sorts of trains where you can, where, like, you can actually sit in the front seat. Normally I just, like, you know, you get a really nice view from there, especially if it's a train that goes overground. Like, getting to see it go whoosh whoosh through the like, darkly lit tunnels and stuff is cool and all. But when you're on an overground train and you get to sit right in the very front seats, like you can on the DLR in London as well, I just think that's really nice because it just gives you an even more sort of unobstructed view of the landscapes that you're passing through and the areas that you're going to. And sometimes when two stations are really close to each other, you can see the next station from the station you're parked at, and that's always real fun. If you're me. Anyways, okay, that is the first, like, bank of houses roof-topped. Hell yeah. Feeling pretty darn good about that. Now I just need to find a picture of the next bank of rooftops to make sure that I paint them all in the right colors, because I think there's some variation in these ones, and I want to make sure that I do it correctly. So let me see if I can find a good representative photo in fairly neutral light of the next kind of set of buildings. Preferably that isn't at, like, a weird angle that's really hard to see, because some of these are at really weird angles that are hard to see, or, like, the lighting is really off. And that's less helpful to me. I had a really good reference photo earlier, and I have misplaced it. Oh no. Pretzels, because as I said, a lot of them are very similar in color, but then there are some variations in here, and I want to make sure that I have adequately captured those. Here's a photo from Wikipedia. How well can I see things in the distance from here? Oh, actually, this one's pretty good. This one's good-ish. Okay, no, hold on. I'm gonna keep looking, because I feel like that one was a little bit not the best. Oh no, this is the boringest part of stream. Heck. Okay, I can see some / most of them in this picture. Okay, I found it. I found the one. I found the good photo where I can see all of the rooftops real good. Perfect. This is my reference. Okay, thank you, Condé Nast Traveler. Alright then. Cool. Okay. Now I know what to do. More or less. Okay. Actually, I can't see all of them in this photo. It's missing, like, the first couple. Oh no. Which I'm pretty sure are brown, but I just want to make sure, so hold up. I'm looking them up. Because I really don't want to get it wrong. Anyways. Ooh, never mind. I think I heard did I hear the door? I thought I heard the door, and now I've heard nothing. Hello? Hello? Okay, maybe I didn't hear the door, but I could have sworn I heard the door. Now I'm scared. Well, friends. Talus is looking concerned. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. I'll be okay. Don't you worry about me. Oh, there's the door, I think. Yes, I think that's my moderator / spouse. I'm gonna go say hello. One moment, please. Chat, I'll be back in a second. Hey, sunshine. Welcome home. Literally stood up and my shoulder started hurting. That's fun. How are you?
Okay. One day.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. The good news is we're gonna have bread pudding tonight. Marry me.
It's slightly less exciting and slightly a bit more disappointing.
What's disappointing?
They only have green milk.
Oh, okay. I'll use that for the bread pudding. It'll be extra sexy. Let me give you a kiss. Gonna give you one more.
I don't even know what the date on it. 16th of November.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
I think the date on the other one's on like the 8th or something, so maybe we'll have to do a bit more.
Alright, we'll see. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Love you.
Hello, everyone. That was my moderator / spouse. Everything is fine, says Many Distractions. Everything was fine. That was my moderator / spouse. He has come home, which makes me feel very happy. Because I like when my moderator / spouse is home, because I love my moderator / spouse and I like him. Anyways, sorry to be a sap on stream. But here we are. Okay, ah ha ha ha. Okay. I think I have a good selection of references for roof colors now, which is fabulous. Okay. Good, good, good. So, this one is once again this color. This one is actually a slightly browner brown. So I might just make a quick iteration of a slightly browner brown for that guy. And then the next one along is actually blue, which is very exciting. We do have, for some reason on this side of the street, we have more variations in roof color than we do over here, which are mostly just kind of a warm brown. So, interesting stuff. Interesting. I don't actually know if it's interesting. It's interesting to me. It might be interesting to you, I don't know. Okay, I'm just using my brush to kind of collect and sort of blot out a secondary blob to which I'm going to add just a smidge of additional blue to try and make a somewhat more of a browny brown. A rich brown, if you will. Perhaps even a Richard brown. How's that? Oh, that's browner. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. We have our brown, we have our browner. Yay. Alright, so this one is browner, and then this blue one, this building is blue, by the way. This blue building over here is also going to be browner. So I'll do that. Should probably actually look and see if there are any other buildings that want to be browner. And do those at the same time. But I'll do these ones first. Ookie dookie. Ugh. I seem to have... I broke my image search for a second. Okay, actually, we do have a couple of additionally browner buildings, so I'm glad I checked. I'm very glad I checked. There we go. I'm trying really hard to be as correct as I can with things like window shapes and all that jazz, but some of it is going to end up being a little bit stylized, and I hope there's okay. There's brownies? Give me as many distractions. Oh, I wish there were brownies. I have not had a chance to make brownies in a little wee while, and I'm a little sad about that, because I've been thinking about making specifically marmalade brownies, because I think that would be so delicious. I've never made marmalade brownies before, but I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't be absolutely gorgeous. Right? Would that not be delicious? I feel like that would be so good. Oh my gosh, I wish I had marmalade, but you know what I do? I do have pumpkin muffins in the house. And that's exciting. Incidentally, I do have my pumpkin muffin recipes available on my YouTube channel, as is my brownie recipe. Though it is a raspberry variation, there's no reason you couldn't use marmalade instead, which is probably what I'm going to do when I do get around to making marmalade brownies. So there you have it. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, okay, I have a couple of other interestingly hued rooftops. This one is more orange than brownish orange, so I have a bit of this orange that I didn't add anything to. And I'm going to use that one for this house over here. Never tried marmalade before, to be honest. May give a go one day, says Many Distractions. Ooh, I really like it on toast. It has a nice sort of... It's sweet, but it also has that, like, because it's made with, like, bitter oranges, it has a nice, like, sharpness to it. Personally, I like it on toast that has been very lightly, also, given some very lightly salted butter, and then, a fairly sort of moderate scrape of marmalade is my preferred marmalade application. My preferred toast is Vogel's soy and linseed toast, though I do like other toast breads just fine. generally tend to prefer a wholemeal toast just because, I don't know, it's got a little bit more flavor and texture to it, but I also like just a white toasty loaf sometimes, especially. Oh, when you're feeling under the weather, nothing quite hits like just a nice boring old toast. That is perfect when I'm not feeling well. Okay, so this one is blue. This one is blue. And then this one is blue. And the rest of and these three are brown. Okay. Let's see if I can remember it for the duration of actually doing of these. This one is blue. This one is blue. Brown, brown, brown. Okay, I can remember this. I can do this correctly. I am a skilled artist who does not have the memory of a sieve. I swear. This may go poorly. Hey, sunshine. We're painting Copenhagen rooftops.
Nice.
Yee. Having a good time. Sorry, my moderator / spouse popped into the room to either pick up something or deposit something. I'm not sure. That's none of my beeswax. Anyways. Okay. Oh, get a load of that little rooftop. I know these are like so tiny. I'm just going to bring you in so you can get a load of that rooftop. There it is. Get a load of that rooftop. I really hope that this turns out to be a cute bookmark. I'm having so much fun making it. I really am. But it's also an exercise in driving myself just a little bit silly with the sheer volume of stupid tiny detail I have put into it. Like, oh my goodness. Why have I done this to myself again? The answer is fun. In case anyone's curious, the answer is just fun. I find this fun. But yeah, if you've never had marmalade, I recommend. I thought I didn't like marmalade for a long time because I tried marmalade as a child, found it too bitter, and then just didn't have it again for years. And then when I picked it up again, I was like, okay, actually, no, this is good. I just needed to have, like, a grown-up's palate, it turns out. Because there are a lot of other bitter things I didn't enjoy very much when I was, like, super young. Like, I didn't, dark chocolate wasn't my favorite growing up and that kind of thing. But then as I got older, I was like, okay, no, actually, this is delicious. And it turns out the same was marmalade for me. And there you have it. Anyways. It's good. I would love to try making my own marmalade one day. I think that'd be really fun. I've been known to make jams from time to time. But not yet marmalade. Okay. There. We've got all of the brown and orange rooftops. We've just got two funky little dark blue ones to pop in there, which you know what, good for them. Is it dark blue or is it I think one of them is definitely dark blue, one of them might be black, but I think it's dark blue. I'm going to use the sort of I'm going to use the indigo color for both of them because I'm fairly sure that they're both a dark blue, and I think that's what I want to go for because I think that will look really nice. So, whoop, I'm just going to pick up a sizable blob of that onto my brush. Just thin it out a bit with some of the watery indigo that's already on my palette. If that's too watery, I'll do 2 passes. It's fine. No worries at all. Just going to make sure I'm not missing any, like, superficial details on here that would want painting in. There are some little chimney stacks that I haven't added in yet, but I figure I'll take care of those later. I'll just add little sort of gray doots. Technically, there are 3 more tiny windows up top of this one, but I'm not going to add them in because they're too little. They're too little, and there's no way I'm going to be able to keep them as, like, distinct shapes, so I'm just going to not, I think. Because I think in the grand scheme of things, it will look better if I just don't for that, actually. I don't want it to look, I think this is about the level of granularity that I'm able to achieve. And sometimes you just have to, it's okay to recognize what sort of your limits are. I think I mentioned earlier that I had initially thought of adding a couple of little guys to this painting, somewhere just like in the scene, and then I realized that this street is so tiny that the little guys would be like, okay, the width of the end of my paintbrush is the height of the doors on this street. So the little guys would need to be smaller than the width of my paintbrush, which, here's my hand for scale, is very small. And my pencil will not allow me to draw something that teensy with literally any amount of detail. Like, putting the windows in here is honestly kind of pushing it, I feel like. So, yeah. No. Basically. Okay. But, you know, I considered it and decided that no. And sometimes you just gotta consider things and then decide that no. And that's okay. Let me just take another look at this roof. Anyways, if you've never been to Copenhagen, I recommend it as a place to go look at. It is fun and cute. The coffee's nice. And as you can see, a lot of the buildings are real cute. This happens to be like the most Instagrammable street, but there are a lot of really lovely areas. There really are. And I had a really nice time. I bought a knitting wool that I honestly still don't know what I'm going to use it for. I just thought it was pretty. I talked myself out of visiting a tea shop because I knew I would buy something if I did. And yeah, it was good. Anyways, okay, we've got all the rooftops. Oh my gosh. Oh my stars and garters. We actually finished parts of this, which is better than I thought I was gonna, potentially, at the start of stream. So I feel pretty good about that. I might actually end up finishing this off stream because I have some other different plans for Thursday's stream, because in case you missed it, somehow we hit 1,000 followers on this stream and I haven't had a chance to properly celebrate. Yay! So I was hoping and planning and hoping to do so in some way, shape, or form on Thursday and on Friday, so that the game stream people and the art stream people can take part. Yeah. I think it'll be a fun time. I've got some alternate art media that I'd like to work in that I haven't done in a little bit of a while. I have a Lego build that I would like to do on stream. Very excited for that. It's just a little one. So I know that I'm going to actually be able to finish it within the space of a stream. And there's going to be some giveaways as well, because I enjoy doing those and they're fun. And I love y'all being able to get free stuff. It's nice and it makes me feel happy. So we're going to do some silly celebratory stuff on Thursday and Friday this week. So watch this space and yeah, it'll be fun. I hope it'll be fun. I hope y'all have fun. I'm looking forward to the fun. Anyways, thank you for the congratses from Any Distractions and from Tals. I appreciate it very much. Y'all are great. Okay, what shall I next? What shall I next? That's a sentence. Why not? Why not? Okay, I'm gonna take a little look-see at some of the building colors and see if we can color in some of these buildings. If I can get my picture reference is gone. Okay, there's my picture reference. It's back. Beautiful street. Looks like that. Ta-da! How'd I do? Thank goodness this isn't a terrible drawing time, because I don't know how well I'd be able to do with any of this governs from memory. Oh boy. Probably not great. Many Distractions says, I also ask myself, what shall I next many times. You know, it's an important question to ask yourself. It is indeed an important question to ask yourself. What shall I next? Very, very philosophical, I think. But, yes. Right. Okay. So I think I want to tackle like the very, very light colored. So there are a couple of buildings that are very, very light colored, and I think I want to tackle those first. Most of them are either a quite light color or like a really bright red, which or like some really bright yellows as well, and some light blues. There's a lot of really pretty building colors happening on this strip, which is very fun. But this one is sort of like a cream color or almost a pale pink depending on the lighting. This one is mostly white, but then like the bottom floor is like a greenish color, which is real pretty. So I'm trying to decide how best to represent that. And then this one is like kind of an off-white. So I'm going to do those ones first, I think. So what do I want? Just a tiny, just like a hair's breadth, like barely visible of color for the first one. And I'm just gonna do this over the whole thing. Nice and simple. I'm gonna worry about like shading and what have you later on. This'll do for now. Okay, yay, we have a building. Hooray. Good start. Excuse me. And, what one's next? This one, the top portion is basically white, so I might just not touch that at all. And then we have one that's like this one is like a really, really pale yellow, so I'm going to pick up just the tiniest amount of the wheat color. Tiniest amount of the wheat color. Like it just wants to be like a whisper, I feel like, on that one. And it's this building, so on she goes. Nice and subtle. Just a soft little off-white. Oh, delightful. Doesn't that look almost like nothing? I love that for me. Not the most dramatical of building colors, I know. We've got some yellows coming up, though, that are real cute. We've got a couple of yellows, actually, which is really nice. So that'll be fun. If I can find... No, I lost my... Damn it, why do I keep losing my reference? What's going on? Anyways, my phone hates me is what's going on, I think. There it is. Okay. So yeah, I got a couple of yellows, a couple slightly different shades of yellow. So that's fun. That's definitely not lightly intimidating. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start with the yellow the yellows that I feel like are the most kind of straightforward, because that's probably the easiest to do. So I'm bringing in my wheat color for this, and the possibly one of the most like well recognizable yellow buildings, I reckon, is this one. So I'm gonna do this one first and hope that this is a good yellow for it. Yay! Cool. There's a whole bunch of like windows and stuff on the side here, but Listen, this is just ducking into a side street. That's gonna get kind of shaded in and down anyways, so I'm not super concerned about it. And in fact, I might blot that a little bit. Okay, like so. Cool. And that the rest of that sort of side street, I reckon, is probably just gonna get kind of grayed out anyway, so not too worried. And what else wants to be this shade of yellow? I reckon that this building with the blue roof is more or less the same color, so that I shall do. Nice and easy. Okay. And then we have some slightly different yellows. We have a yellow that almost, I want to say, is orange, but I think is kind of between the orange I have and the yellow I have, so I'm going to try and combine them. And then we also have some yellows that are a little bit less warm. So let us see what we can do with the thems. Ooh, thank you very much for the honks! Honk! I almost forego as many distractions. Honk! Thank you for the honks. Much appreciated. Tee-hee. Tee-hee. Alright. So, let's see. The 1, 2, 3th building along on this side, and then this one with the funky roof are a slightly less warm yellow. So I'm going to quickly add just the tiniest amount of my ultramarine-ish to this to try and cool it down a little bit without, turning it green, hopefully. Ooh, is that too much? No, it isn't. It's also barely visible. Okay, great. Don't go... Oh, no! Damn it, now it's green. I added too much. Hold up. It's really hard to mix such tiny amounts of color sometimes. It really is. Okay. Hopefully this will do it. I'm not concerned about it being totally 100% perfect, because obviously the colors will kind of look slightly different in different lights at different times of day, that kind of thing. So if it's imperfect, it doesn't matter. Hopefully no one will care. I mean, obviously I am trying hard to make these feel reasonably true to the sort of source material. Did I do it? Did I make it not just before the raid? Asks Samantha. You're here! You're here! I'm not done yet! I want to at least finish painting in the yellow buildings before we leave. Hi, Samantha. Welcome in. How are you doing? It is wonderful to see you, my friend. Welcome. Hello. And welcome to this, very cursed live stream. Teehee. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Okie dokies. Alright, we got ourselves some yellow buildings. I think that's all. Is that all of the yellow buildings? No. Ish. No, that's not all of the yellow buildings, because I also wanted to do a yellowish orange. So I have some orange over here. So I will blend together the yellow and the orange to create Orello? Yellange? I don't know what.
Attention.
Twitch user Siiiiiiiigh.
Shoppers.
Hi, welcome in, friends. Welcome. Welcome to this tiny Copenhagen street. It's lovely to see y'all. Maya, how was your stream? What did you get up to today? It is wonderful to see y'all. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. Hope you're having a beautiful day. How was your stream? It's lovely to see you, and welcome everybody. Sorry for the song. I don't know why I did that. Rosa, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Damas from welcome in. How are you doing? Kwee, welcome. How are you? Halito, hello, welcome in. Iron Sid, welcome. Hello. Yulishko, hello, welcome in. Crouton, hi, lovely to see you. And Maya, of course, and Cinnamon Tea, hello. Cinnamon Tea, even. Hello, welcome in. Sparks, hello. And Richie, hi, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, Maya. Let me get a shout out for you in the chat. If you're not following Maya, you should really go do that, because she's lovely and does wonderful artworks and is very cool to hang out with and does a lot of lovely streams. Does a wonderful artwork. Richie, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello. Wee woo. I forgot to copy the raid call. Oh my god, that's such a mood. So hi, for anyone who's new here. Hi, my name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while on a Sunday as well. Currently, we are doing this little painting of Nyhavn in Copenhagen, which is that very famous street. If you like search engine Copenhagen, This is the street that will pop up in all of the photos, and I decided to paint it. These windows, I didn't realize how many windows there were going to be. It's a lot. Sandman, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Maya, how was your stream? What'd you get up to today? As always, if there is any artwork you would like to share with the class, I would be very, very, very happy to share on stream. Feel free to whisper a link in my direction, whether that is a link to what you are working on today, or indeed like your Instagram or whatever. We would love to have a little looky-loo, but also absolutely no pressure. If you want to just chill, it is entirely up to you. We are a tax optional stream. But yeah, hi everybody. It me, Twitch user Sammy Kelch. That's me over there. That's exactly what I look like right now in my pirate costume with my little feather quill pen. The PNG tuber is new, so I'm still getting used to having that on screen. But having a fun time with it. I hope you like them, because they're what I look like, and I'd feel sad if people don't like what I look like. Anyways, I was working on a mug design commission, says Maya. Ooh, that is very cool. That's really, really cool. Oh, that's awesome. Nice. As I said, if you would like to share, you can absolutely whisper me a link to whatever, but that's entirely up to you. If anyone's curious as to what my artwork looks like when it's actually done, I can show you that as well. Let me see, what's a good representative example of some silly gubbins that I've got. You know what? Damn it, I liked this piece, so I'm gonna make you look at it. Ta-da! This is a piece I did before Halloween. A werewolf and a vampire bat just having the zoomies in the forest beneath the full moon. They are dating, by the way, in case anyone's curious. It's a very, very important that you know that. I don't know. Anyways. That's the kind of silly shenanigans we get up to on Scream anyways. On screen? On stream? On Scream. It's Monday. Listen, it's Monday, and I am definitely having a mild case of the Mondays, but never mind. But this is what we are working on today. Having a wonderful time of it, as usual. And I am indeed having a lovely time painting this. It's been very, very, very fun. But that being said, I haven't had to paint any of these millions of teeny tiny windows that I have given myself to do, which I'm admittedly a little bit afraid of, but never mind. Hope you're all having wonderful Mondays. How are you doing? It's lovely to see y'all as always. Yeah, I need to figure out what the rest of these colors are. I've got a couple of images up for reference so that I know which things need to be painted what color, and I think I need a bit more of this sort of yellowish orange or orangish yellow, not sure. Anyways, today's question for the chat has been, if you've traveled anywhere and you've been to, you know, sort of like a very, like the very touristy location of a place, what is a very touristy place that you have been to that you would genuinely consider actually worth the effort of going to see? Because, for me, the first example I could think of was indeed this very photographable street in Copenhagen. There were a lot of people there to stand around, take pictures, and go eat at one of the incredibly busy cafes on this strip. But it wasn't overwhelming with busyness. And it's also just a really, really genuinely super beautiful street. So I totally considered it worth, being there. So that was a lot of fun, actually. And I'm glad that I did it. And also, look at it, it's real cute. This is eventually hopefully going to be a bookmark, unless I absolutely make a dog's breakfast of it at some point in the process. We shall see. But I've done a couple of bookmark designs now, and I find it really, really, really fun to do them. They are a very pleasant, fun little activity, I reckon. I do indeed. So yeah. Anywho, right. What other colors do I need here? Ooh, there's a building that's kind of a weird sort of beige color. I've only briefly been through Copenhagen, says Samantha. I believe the city has they've got mouse canals? It's got a lot of regular people-sized canals, but I didn't know there were canals for mice. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go back and find them now. Because that sounds adorable and fun. Aw, geez. Okay, so I've got a couple of sort of brownish buildings that need doing, and I'm realizing belatedly that I think this was actually supposed to be red, so I'm gonna need to go back and repaint this red at some point. Because I am trying to be more or less accurate with this, but we'll see, we'll see. But first, I'll do the sort of beigeish brown ones, because that should be not too difficult. So I'm taking a sort of weird yellow color that I already had on here. I'm adding a little bit of red to it, and now I'm going to add a little bit of indigo to that. And see if I can get to a weird beigeish brown. You know, actually, I think if I water this right down, I think it could work. Let's try it. Let's try it with the first of my little beigeish brown buildings. One of the things I really love about this street is just how, like, the abundance of colors in these buildings is it's just so nice. It's just so nice. It's lovely to see. And it's a lot of fun. As annoying as some of this is, it's a lot of fun to paint. Okay, this one is kind of a beigeish brown color on top, and then the bottom level is kind of gray. So that's fun. Anyways, Samantha in the chat says, if I remember correctly, it has many little gutters alongside the paths for rainwater, so when I first saw them, they just looked like little mouse-sized canals. So I decided that's what they were. And whenever it rains, the merchant mice come out to float their wares down the canals, selling them all to all the other mices. Samantha, that is so cute. And it is now 100% also I am taking this as canon. I want this to be true so bad. And now I feel like I need to do a little street scene of like a little mouse market somewhere in the city. Oh, wouldn't that be precious? Yeah, now I feel like I need to do a little mouse market painting. Oh, that'd be so cute. Bless. Okay, this one is just beige. Okay. So that's easy. Let me just check my reference again and see if there's any other beige buildings that want to be beiged. If I can unbreak. My image references are being a little bit annoying with me. Sorry about that. Please do that. It would be so cute in your style. Oh, I would honestly love to do it. I think that would be really, really, really fun. But yeah, I was thinking about different, like, tourist sites and spaces and which ones be, like, cute, and fun and, like, just actually worth sort of the visit or worth going to. I definitely think this is one of them. I think, as a person who grew up near Toronto, I do think that the CN Tower is fun. I think it's worth, unless you are very, very, very afraid of heights, I think it's worth sort of a little pop-in if you're in the area and have like an hour or two to spare. It doesn't need more than that, but there's some really nice views from up there. Especially, but really only on a clear day. Otherwise it's, you know, don't do it when it's cloudy. If you only have one day and it's cloudy, I would not bother. Samantha says, it also inspired me to work on a D&D campaign where the entire party gets turned into rodents on entering the city. I have a little adventure along the mouse canals. That's really cute. That's really cute. I have a real fondness of, I haven't had a chance to do as much of it as I'd like to, but I do have a real fondness of like artworks and stuff of, you know, little like adventure creatures kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like little animals in like adventurers outfits and stuff. Oh heck. I think that kind of thing is really, really heckin' cute. And I think that actually being a little like mouse adventurer would just be absolutely adorable. Oh my goodness. I love it. I really love it. Okay. Okay, there's a nice little blue building, and then there's another blue building over here. This blue building over here is almost the color of the Moomin House, I want to say. It's like Moomin House blue, so it's a little bit brighter. I think, than what we've got there. So if I can try and synthesize an ever so slightly brighter blue for this one. Nice Moomin House blue. I actually, when I was last in Copenhagen, like 2 or 3 months ago, I did purchase a little fridge magnet of the Moomin House. That lives on my fridge next to a fridge magnet of a lighthouse. So I don't know, love that for the Mooms. They get to hang out next to a lighthouse, which is nice. Okay, this building is an even slightly brighter blue. So I want to pull some brightness back into my blue blend. And it's got a good amount of brightness, this blue. It's quite saturated, I think. So there we go, nice little blue building. There's a lot of detail that I am leaving out of this just because I made everything so teeny tiny that there's only so much I can put in, damn it. What do you call the smallest cow in the herd? The Moomin. Oh my god. Samantha, that's silly and I love it. Thank you. Very, very silly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay, I think I've got one more blue building, which lives right here. Can you have more paint on you, please, Mr. Brush? Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, and that leaves, we've got some buildings that are varying shades of red. I notice the side of this building is also blue, so let's make sure that that is represented. Okay, cool. We did it. We did the blue ones. What's left? Okay, this one, we've got like a bright green building as well next to number 17 here. So maybe I'll actually do that one next. I'll use my Komidori color here from the, oh, by the way, this is the 1940s Gansai set from Choosing Keeping that I'm using. It's a stationery shop in London and they do some lovely Japanese watercolors. And I think this set is so pretty. It's just a beautiful, this is my first go using it as well. It's such a beautiful range of colors and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. I've bought a few Japanese watercolors from this shop before. And I find them to be of excellent quality and just really pretty colors. I do like a Japanese watercolor situation. I find them really nice to work with. So yeah, very happy to be having these and using these. Okay, this is one of the teething troubles with some of the darker colors is that I now can't really see the pencil lines of my windows that well. So you know what I'm gonna do? I guess I could use a screenshot of my own stream, but I'm just gonna quickly take a photo of this if I need to go back and look at what the window placement was because it's not clear from the pencil that's all faded down now. I have it I have it saved so I can actually see what it looks like, which you know, kind of important, but sometimes when you paint over stuff you can no longer really see your pencil lines very well, and sometimes that can be a pain in the backside. Okay, so first of all, got a very big blobbit of red on my brush. And I have a few different sort of gradations of red that I want to be using. So first of all, we've got the building next to the little blue one here that is this sort of, I'm just using the straight ahead red out of the palette for this because it's quite a cool toned red, and the red that comes with this set is quite a cool toned red. So that works really, really well. Well, that's sitting really strangely on the page. I wonder if there's something specific about this pigment that sits really weirdly. I don't know. But it kind of is. Oh well. It's fine. It's just a little bit, it just went down really strangely. Anyways, so there's that red building, and then there is a second red building, which is a slightly more straight ahead, like primary red. So I'm gonna add a bit of our vermilion orange to kind of warm it up a bit if I can. Just pick up a little bit more of that. Blend that in together. I don't think that's made that much of a difference, so I'm going to grab a little bit more of the vermilion orange. This is a washed vermilion, which is why I guess it's more orange than red, because usually vermilion is a quite orangey red, but this is just orange. This color, I reckon. There we go. That's more of like I have more of a primary red now, so this one on the end here is like a primary red color, and then we have another color of red over on the other side that's more of like an orangey red, but I actually goofed with that one because I painted it orange first thinking that it was orange and then realized actually no, it's red. I was looking at the wrong building on my reference picture, so that was my bad, but it's fine. Easily remedied because I can just go in with like a wash of this on top of it and then it'll be hopefully the right color between the two of them. Just give a little glaze and then we're good. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. Yay! I love when fixing my goofs is just that simple. Love that for me. Okay. Alright, and it's a really pretty color. Yay! We did it! Okay, we have... Our street has been more or less painted in. Hooray! What I am gonna also do, I think, is, if I take a little bit of indigo and add a little bit of yellowy orange, can I get enough of sort of a murky gray color that I can have that represent this little bit of sidewalk going back here between these two buildings? And then I'm not super focused on what colors the buildings sort of towards that end are, so I'm just going to kind of make like a brown and just, I don't know, there's just some suggestion of building shapes back there that we can just kind of extrapolate based on the fact that there's a street there, and that's all we need. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. Hooray! I love when it doesn't need to be more complicated than something. This is my favorite. Anyways, I'm going to apply a little bit of sort of a shadow there, and then get rid of some of it because I decided it was too dark. Okay, I think that's as much as I can do for this today because I need to go cook bread pudding for my din-dins. So I will thank you all for hanging out with me today. For everyone who stuck around after the raids and all that jazz, I really appreciate it. You're great. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm going to see if there's anyone online for us to raid. And once again, for anyone who missed it, we hit over 1,000 followers recently, which means I'm going to be doing some celebratory stuff on Thursday and Friday streams. We hit over 1,000 followers, and I'm very excited about it. We have a new PNG tuber, which I debuted last week, and I hope you like them. They were very fun to make, and it's been good having that. You know how I haven't had a chance to raid recently because I keep finishing the stream before they're online? It's Kirsty, so I'm going to send us to Kirsty because Kirsty's fun. Kirsty was here for a bit earlier, so let's go. And Kirsty's playing Hollow Knight, which we love around here. So good for them, and let's generic raid message. 1,000 followers? That's almost as many followers as there are Pokemon, says Samantha. Is it really? Oh my goodness. Also, thank you. I still don't know how that's possible, but genuinely thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing this if there weren't cool people to hang out with while I was streaming. So I'm really grateful to everyone who stops by, sticks around, drops a follow. Like, you're amazing, and I'm so grateful. I'm going to start the raid on Kirsty's. If you're not familiar with Hollow Knight, it's fun. Oh my goodness, Kirsty's doing a randomizer. That's awesome, and it's going to be super fun. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll be back on Thursday. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the raid message with the emotes. If you don't, you can just say generic raid message and append any cool emotes that you do have. I'll be back Thursday, as I said, doing some cool, fun things, doing some silly activities, some giveaways, celebratory stuff. It's all good. I'm gonna head out now because it's gonna kick me out of the stream in a second. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you to everybody who raided. I love you all. Hope to see you again soon. Have a good night. And yeah, goodbye, good night, and good luck.